Hello, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World, and I'm your host, Jargalma Dushinjargal. On the News Mongolia today, Mongolia's 2025 state budget law approved after presidential veto. Mongolia claims 80 medals at World Memory Championships 2024. Mongolian nomadic practices inscribed on the UNESCO heritage list. For the news, stay tuned. Parliament approved Mongolia's 2025 state budget law in its second review after President Okhnagin Khurelsukh vetoed the initial draft entirely. Following the veto, the government reformulated the budget and submitted a revised version, which was accepted by Parliament after comprehensive discussions.
The Speaker of Parliament, Amar Baysatlan Dashtsevak, highlighted the significance of this process, calling it a major milestone for the newly formed Parliament. Chairman Amar Baysatlan emphasized that the President's veto and Parliament's response demonstrate a robust system of checks and balances, not a failure of governance.
The President's veto was fully justified in terms of policy and legal grounds. Parliament accepted it and directed the government to develop a new budget without a deficit. This issue garnered considerable public attention. This highlights the balance and mutual oversight among state powers and underscores the rule of law. It also reintroduces key public and state interest issues into the national dialogue.
The revised budget underwent a four-stage review process involving broad participation and debate. Following the approval of 2025 state budget law, several important actions were outlined. Standing committees should address key issues, ensure a shared understanding among parliamentary members, and adhere to procedural rules, particularly those unique to budget discussions. The government must lay a solid foundation for counter-cyclical economic policies, incorporate feedback from Parliament during the budget review process, and streamline the functions and structures of government organizations to reduce overlap. Regional legislative bodies, including provincial, municipal, and district councils, must expedite the approval of their respective 2025 budgets. Clear guidelines and timelines should be established for all stages of a budget management, including execution, drafting, submission, discussion, and approval, with relevant laws revised accordingly.
The 33rd World Memory Championships were held in Istanbul, Turkey from December 4th to 8, 2024. The event featured 101 competitors from 21 countries, testing their mental abilities across 10 challenging categories. Mongolia emerged as the standout nation, earning 80 out of 90 available medals. The 32 Mongolian athletes secured 11 trophies, 27 gold medals, 27 silver medals, and 26 bronze medals, marking a historic performance in the championship's 33-year history.
In previous years, the competition was primarily held in Asian countries, and most participants used to be from Asia. However, this year, it was held in Europe, with European athletes making up the majority of participants. Competing against Europeans in this championship is a great honor for us because the sport originated in Europe. Since 2010, we have been participating as a team at the World Cup Championships. Over the past 14 years, we have had remarkable success, securing our 6th championship title.
Urin Tolmong Ikhjargal, a 17-year-old Mongolian grandmaster, achieved a new world record by memorizing 6,465 digits in 30 minutes without errors. Her exceptional scores earned her the title of world champion, making her the youngest winner ever in the event's history. This is my third time participating at the World Memory Championships. When I competed as a child, I won the world champion title. This year, I competed in the youth category and also became world champion in both the youth and adult divisions. Additionally, recently, I earned the title of International Grandmaster and broke a world record as well in the binary digits competition and the 30-minute category. The previous record holder was also a Mongolian athlete with a record of approximately 6,000 digits. I managed to raise it to 6,465 digits, thereby setting a new milestone. I exceeded my expectations and achieved better results than in my training sessions. Grandmaster Naranzol set a youth record by memorizing 1,968 playing cards in 60 minutes without any errors. Additionally, Basendorj became the first Mongolian to earn a silver medal at the World Speed Reading Championships.
The Mongolian Intellectual Academy has around 40 branches across the country. For this World Championships, athletes from 5 to 6 clubs joined forces to compete. 2 coaches accompanied us as the head trainers. Both the youth and adult champions came from the Darkhangol branch. Although only 2 head trainers traveled with us, the success of our athletes is the result of the dedication and hard work of many teachers supporting them behind the scenes.
Urin Salmon Naranzol and Ayurden were awarded the prestigious Grandmaster title, bringing Mongolia's total Grandmasters in memory sports to 13. This recognition is a significant achievement, as no new Mongolian Grandmasters had been named in the past 5 years.
To participate in the World Championships, we start with regional championships. Athletes first compete in their local branches and then proceed to regional competitions. Athletes who perform well in 3 regional championships earn the right to participate in the national championships. Those who excel in the national championships can then compete in the Asian championships. Only after achieving success at the Asian championships are they eligible to participate in the world championships. Passing through all these stages to reach the world championship team is a testament to the hard work and dedication of our athletes.
Mongolia's dominance at the event reflects the nation's commitment to developing memory sports with consistent participation and strong performances from athletes of all ages. Their achievements underline the growing global recognition of Mongolian talent in mental sports. Now let's take a look at Mongolian current affairs.
Mongolian nomadic migration and its associated traditions have been added to UNESCO's representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity during the 19th session in Asunción, Paraguay on December 2nd to 6th. This marks Mongolia's 16th cultural heritage inscription on the list. These practices, developed over millennia in harmony with nature, highlight sustainable living, environmental care, and community unity. Rooted in seasonal migrations, herders select pastures based on grass availability, climate, and geography. Rituals including site cleaning and relocation ceremonies emphasize respect for nature. Families participate in preparing for moves, and children learn essential skills like livestock care and assembling gears. Nomadic traditions vary across Mongolia, from migrating with yaks in the Hanga Mountains to reindeer in the taiga. Recognized globally, these practices contribute to environmental stability and cultural richness.
Thank you for staying with us. Here is the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Next, our program will turn our attention to foreign news, partnered with international news agencies. South Korea's main opposition strongly condemned President Yoon Suk-yeol's statement on Thursday, in which he said his martial law declaration was an act of governance and not subject to legal judgment.
Yoon defended his martial law decree as an act of governance and denied rebellion charges, vowing Thursday to fight to the end, in response to attempts to impeach him and intensifying investigations into last week's dramatic move.
The statement from this morning by South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol confirmed his mental state once more. He claimed that he planned the unlawful and unconstitutional martial law, which he knew would fail to protect constitutional order. It was an expression of his extreme delusion, confession of his illegal declaration of martial law, and declaration of war against the South Korean people. We, the opposition parties, jointly submitted the second impeachment motion against President Yoon Suk-yeol. The motion states that Yoon had gravely violated the law and constitution by declaring unlawful and unconstitutional martial law and acting as the leader of rebellion. The motion will be reported to the plenary session tomorrow, and we will vote it on during the plenary session at 5 p.m. Saturday. This time, I urge the ruling People Power Party to participate in the vote and stop being the sinner in the face of the country's history.
Later in the day, a coalition of opposition parties submitted a new impeachment motion against Yoon for a floor vote this weekend. Yoon's short-lived December 3rd martial law declaration has generated political chaos and large protests calling for his ouster. The decree brought hundreds of armed troops who attempted to encircle parliament and raid the election commission, though no major violence or injuries occurred. Martial law lasted only 6 hours as Yoon was forced to lift it after the National Assembly unanimously voted it down.
Syrian refugees continued to gather at a border crossing in southern Turkey on Thursday as they returned home following the fall of Bashar Assad's government. Hundreds of men, women, and children have already crossed at the occupied border crossing into Syria over the past few days.
Construction worker Firas Alaluz, 31-year-old from Aleppo, was waiting on Thursday for his turn. He lost his wife and 3 children in the deadly earthquake that struck southern Turkey in February 2023 and said he was returning to Syria to see his father-in-law.
3 of my children died in the earthquake in February 2023. I am with my 2 other babies. My father-in-law is there in Syria. I'm going to there so he can take care of them.
Another refugee, 45-year-old Yahia Marjan, was also eager to return and thanked the Turkish government for its support of refugees who had fled Syria over the past years.
Thank God, Bashar Assad is finished. He is an oppressor, the son of an oppressor. He sought help from the devils, not only the Russian and Iranian militias, but also the infidel militias, to slaughter the Syrian people, especially the Sunnis, because he hates to see anyone praying or worshipping God. And thank God, Lord of the world, Syria has returned to being an Islamic state as it was, and we will remain Islamists from the nation of the Prophet Muhammad. And we thank Turkish President Erdogan and the Turkish people for standing by our side.
The Syrian government fell early Sunday in a stunning end to the 50-year rule of the Assad family after a sudden rebel offensive sprinted across government-held territory and entered the capital in 10 days. Syria's nearly 14-year civil war killed almost 500,000 people and displaced half of the country's pre-war population of 23 million, becoming a proxy battlefield for regional and international powers.
Alright, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you next week with more news and updates. Have a nice weekend. Goodbye.